Ah, mate, I am really gonna miss this holiday. It's been amazing, all inclusive. You can't beat it, eh? Eat what you want, whenever you want. Just stack it all up on your plate. A bit of steak, a bit of pizza, a bit of cheesy cauliflower with a cake on top. I don't care. Just get it in my belly. Yep, it's been a lot of fun. The vote, I know, how crazy was it? Definite head-to-head between two choices. And we're definitely not staying in China, by the way. We are on to pastures new. And talking of that, I had a job interview on Zoom this morning. I got us a new job. Very excited. No, Greeno was no help at all. In fact, he's kind of fell out with me because he wanted me to go to Gibraltar. And I said, no, who wants to go to Gibraltar? No. Crazy bastard. So yeah, he's kind of fell out with me, but he did sort us out some plane tickets for our new job. And talking of that new job, we need to be going. We need to get packed up, mate. I think our flight's in a couple of hours, so let's get going. What's up with me? I am absolutely fuming, mate. It's Greeno, innit? He stitched us right up because we didn't go to Gibraltar and we've sorted out our own job. Seriously, we were supposed to be here at 2 AM and he said 2 PM. 2 PM. He's done this on purpose. I bet he's laughing his ass off. Made us look like right tits. We're going to be late for the press conference. It's not a great way to start a new job. Well, yeah, we could get another flight, but there's not one for a couple of hours. There's no way on this earth that we're going to get there on time. You've got a friend. Who's your friend? Tom Cruise? Is he going to pick us up in his private jet and fast track us there? Who is it then? Mate, I don't think I'm ever going to doubt you. Ever again. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of The Road to Anywhere, our Journeyman adventure. And as always, thanks for joining me. Your view is massive, but if you feel kind, hit that thumbs up, get involved in the comments. And thank you as always for coming back. And thank you for taking part in the vote in the last episode. And of course, just really, you lot decided for me to stay in Asia and try and get a job in Korea or Australia. Now, there was a job available in Korea at a team that had only just kind of survived relegation, but I didn't fancy that. Now, their season wasn't technically over. They had, I think, relegation playoffs and a few other things to finish off. So I just hung around, and sometimes patience pays off. And a job at a much bigger club, a club that isn't at the very top of the league, but has the potential to be at the top of the league, came available, as you can see, and I applied for it. Now, I've not resigned, and I do know when you resign it affects your reputation, so I didn't want to do that. Sometimes you have to do that, I think, but I didn't want to do that, so I stayed in my job and I applied, and apparently I was one of the leading candidates. I think we finally made it here to the top of Asian football, but was I going to get the job? Of course I was, at Suwon Samsung Blue Wings. Proper chuffed. During the interview though, they said to me, why do you want to take a side step? So it shows me, no, in their eyes, I'm not moving up, but we're definitely moving up, I think, in league. And it's a league I have never played in on YouTube. I think I might have mentioned I've had a quick go at it once in a personal save and lasted not very long. I didn't really fancy it, but now I really do. I really wanted to be here. This is a country or a league I wanted to try out on YouTube for absolutely ages. So last season, they finished 5th. So there's no continental football, but it's a good little side, and I think once we get in here and do what we normally do, we can definitely push this team on, and it was going to be loads of fun. You see, they haven't won a title for absolutely ages. So I needed a plan here, and I definitely had a plan, and I'm going to talk you through that plan in a bit. Onto the facilities, and we play at the Suwon Big Bird Stadium. It looks like it's got wings on the top. I think it was built for the World Cup back in the early noughties. Decent looking stadium, very impressed. 43,000, nearly 44,000. We've got great facilities, great training facilities, excellent youth facilities, and of course we're living in the city of Suwon. I hope I'm saying that right, please correct me if I'm not. They've won 4 top flight leagues, 2 Champions Leagues, 6 Korean Cups. Now, doing a little bit of research, they've not been around for a long time, and they haven't been properly professional for ages. And I do think they're owned by Samsung, and I've got a Samsung. Although you might have noticed sometimes in my videos, it's mashed. I dropped it, smashed all the back screen. I need to get a new one, but I can't be bothered. This is the staff, and this is an area I felt like we could really improve this club. And I get rid of all of them, apart from my head physio and the other physio, because they're actually quite good. But yeah, one of my things was, in the interview, I want to restructure, I want them all to go, and that is exactly what happens. So on to the money, and we had quite a decent bank balance. I mean, it's not Premier League, but it was way ahead of anything we have ever had before. Now, what I didn't have is tons of scouting knowledge, but I've managed to bring in quite a lot of players. Some I've spent a bit of money on, some have done some really good deals on, just using the scouting knowledge the club had already. Every player I bring in had an A-star rating. So my plan would be, obviously this season now, is just to scout the hell out of Korea for next season. But I really was happy with what I did, like really happy. Let's check in though on the rules of this league. So it is the K-League 1. Looks like you can get Champions League sort of in the top 4 spots. Prize money looks a little bit better. So you have a regular season, and at the end of the season it splits into 2 groups, the top half A and the bottom half B, and you go head to head in one game for that. So, you know, I'm pretty excited. Champions League is where I want to be. If we're staying in Asia, losing that Champions League final, hopefully I can get back there and have another crack at it before we do leave. But just like China, you can only have national keepers. I can only have Korean goalkeepers. What is it with this? I do not know. You got to have a goalkeeper on the bench as well. If we go down, 7 subs named, blah blah blah. Foreigner wise, you're allowed 3 foreign players. So, you know, there's not loads, so you really got to get that Korean knowledge, but there's quite a few. You can register more. It's not that confusing. I mean, I just thought, get myself a couple of foreigners, keep any good ones I've got, but scout Korean. I think I want to go full Korean. So at the clubs, you have an under-18s and a reserve team. So my plan was, stick all the under-18s in the reserves, go through that first team, see who's actually any good. Some of the contracts coming to an end, so release some players, some older experienced players, clear the decks as much as possible, put any good reserves in that first team, and we had a ton of friendlies, all while I was in the process of bringing players in. I also forgot to click the don't play your second team at the start. I hate it when I do that. So we played our second team, but I had quite a big pre-season with 1 game left to play, as you can see. I thought I'd chuck that in. We'll see how that went later, because I wanted to see how these players were, see what kind of players they had, get them used to my tactic. Like I said, all's while bringing in those new guys. So let's go through the main 22, and some of these names are fun. No Dong Jeon, he's going to be my #1 goalkeeper this year. This is an area I want to strengthen next season, because Jeon Jong is me back up and he's alright. And there are some decent keepers out there, but I think we need to up our rep, hopefully. But yeah, my #1 target next year will hopefully to be a new keeper. At right back, we've got Lee Jin Ju, who's already here, looks absolutely fantastic. And another thing I did was, any good players like this, I've offered them new deals just to try and secure my top players. Other right back, already here at the club, and again, very good. I've done a bit of reading, and apparently you can get some really good young players from South Korea, especially if the league's running. So I was quite excited to see what came about, because this league has been running for quite a while, since the start of the series. At left back, we've got Kevin Diromram. Love it. From Thailand, so he's one of our foreigners. Now, he's a good player, 30 years old, but he don't want to stay. Apparently he wants to leave at the end of the season, so I'm going to keep him for this season, and we'll let him go later and worry about it later. This is one of my first signings, Lim Ju Hyun, 21 years old, got him from Pohang for 425 grand. I can't believe you get a player like that for that cheap. I think he's really good. Onto the centre halves, and the first one is Jeon Hyun Ho. Great names. Look at his potential, only 20 years old. Next up, it's Marcos Antonio, another foreigner, a Brazilian, 20 years old, loads of potential. He was out on loan last year. I think he's worth a shot. Let's give him a go. Next up, it's Yeon Ji-woon, 33 years old. His contract is coming to an end. This is probably going to be his last year. And then another new signing, it's Lee Tae-hoon, who we've got from Australia, mate, from Melbourne City for 825 grand. But yeah, I like him, and these players were coming to me. Do you know when the scouts come to you and say, check this guy out? Or when I was searching, they already had a report on him. So I don't know if it's for me scouting Asia, but my knowledge of Korea isn't good enough. Definitely got to work on that. In defensive midfield, we've got WONDERKIDS, who is already here at the club and looks like a solid little player. Helping him out is a new guy, Kim Tae-hwan, who's got decent potential. Only cost me like £205,000, I think. from Ulsan. This is one of my big signings, and he's a foreigner, and I think he looks very good, and he should be very good in this league. Now, he is an AMC, it's Hamed Dawish, but I want to turn him into a central midfielder. He cost me a combined fee of 2.5 million. So, wow. Central midfield was probably the weakest area when I looked at the squad. Didn't have a lot of players, so I've signed another one. Park Han-sup, 20 years old, about 800 grand combined from Jeonnam. He looks really good, doesn't he? Signed for 650 grand, it's Kang Ji-hun. Again, another good young player, and I want to just keep doing this. I'm very excited about what you can get in Korea for the prices you can get. Over to the left winger, we've got Kim Dae-won. Yep. Hopefully he wins a lot of games. He's going to be leaving though, I think, at the end of the year. We have this youngster who's going to cover there, Ko Jung-min, 22 years old, but I think he looks really good. Signed for only 195 grand. He might be a sub. It's Baek Bo sub. We'll see. Already at the club. Looks like he's been out on loan in the past. It's Kim Tae-hwan, who I think decent, got no face off. And then helping him out is Kim Jun-young, because he's got a bit of potential. He's one of our own. He's been at the club. This is his 3rd season. We'll see how he goes. Up top, we've got Young Jung Hwan, youngster, bit of potential. We've also got Jun Jin Woo, who again, he's been here at the club. Never been that prolific, but he hasn't played for me yet. And then another foreigner, Faras Al Baraki Khan, 27-year-old from Saudi Arabia, looks pretty good. So these are the season odds, and that is the job I didn't go for. That's the one I showed you at the end of the last episode with Gang 1, who, you know, looking at the mid-table now, to be fair, we're predicted to be 4th. I always know I can push us a bit higher. I think the main team in this league, the team that's been dominating, is obviously Jeonbuk, and we've got a little bit of history with Jeonbuk, so I was quite excited because new league, don't know how it's going to go. What is good is my staff. Absolutely love this bit. Absolutely love putting this together. It was a joy. It was so easy. It was easy because there's a lot of good staff out there, but all my previous clubs, I could only offer them, like, even in China, like 700 quid a week. Here, I was offering them 2 grand if they wanted it. So I've been able to put together something that's amazing, and they let me improve it, they let me expand it, and they let me do it more in the future. It's a big help. But the best bit, Lee Chow, my assistant manager from a previous club, he was the best out there, and I like that continuity. I gave him his first role as a coach, and I've watched him get better over them 3 years, and I do like having a good assistant, and I like that continuity. Don't mean I'm going to take him everywhere with me. You know, 3 years a crowd, innit? It's me and my CCPO. By the 2nd of April, and after 7 matches, we were joint top with Jeonbuk. Honestly, we came out on gates flying. Look at that, neck and neck. Very excited. And if you're wondering, we beat my old team 4-0. I know it's only a friendly, I know, but my old team is pretty much my old team. Look at it, that's my team. Different formation, but they were Champions League finalists last year, champions of China, and we spanked them 4-0. So yeah, definitely made the right move. Look at that for a start. 5-1, 3-1, 1-0, 4-0, 2-0, 3-1, 1-1 against Jeonbuk. So I'm thinking, Christ, it's not that easy, is it? Well, it's not always going to be that easy. On another month, just a quick check-in with the staff. As you can see, I've improved it. More coaches, more scouts, more physios. It's the first time now in my entire Journeyman career this year where I think I'm on the training one thing. I've had to train a couple of areas in the past to spread it out. Basically, I just scout. As many young players, usually the under 23s in Korea. Got some good potential players here, players I think we could buy, because even when it says like 30 grand to 325 grand, they never come back and say we want 5 million. Asia's a really good place. If you've got money in Asia, you could do whatever you wanted. You could just dominate if you had tons of it. Now jump forward to mid-July just to show you this, that they are willing to improve this club, and I like clubs like this that say yes to you a lot. So we're improving the youth facilities. But if you look at the very top, you'll notice we are no longer top of the league. We are second, and we are now 5 points adrift of Jeonbuk. Bit of a battle because form kind of took a hit, and I didn't really know why. It wasn't like we had loads of injuries. It wasn't like it was fatigue. It was just one of them things where you just stop winning games. So these are the results, and I've highlighted that draw that you saw against Jeonbuk. Got beat after that, 3-1. And then I went on a great run again. Look at that, fantastic run, only conceding 1 goal, but then it was this. Drew a couple of games, bounced back with a win against a team that beat me, weird, then got beat, drew, won a couple of games, drew with Jeonbuk, fair enough, and then got beat again. On to the FA Cup, and we're out of it in the 4th round. Beat them, B-team that, I think, ish. Only scraped it through in extra time, and then we got beat 1-0. And to be fair, we were the better team, but that happens quite often. So I was gutted, but this is my first season. I want to try and get us into the Champions League. That was my aim. So it's one of them where you're like, I'm gutted. Cup run would have been awesome. Maybe a cup final would have been cool for the channel. But going out of the cup early just lets you concentrate on that league against teams that are battling out in the Champions League. So it just gives you that little advantage. And this game was massive for us because it was very equal. If you look at the performance, you can see how well we defended, how well we played at the back. Obviously managed to score with a goal from Kang Ji Hun, legend. But this was huge for us because we got 4 games left to play at this point in the regular season, and we're now 2 points clear of Jeonbuk because we've just gone on a fantastic run, winning my last 6 games: 1-0, 2-1, 4-0, 5-2, 4-1, and then obviously 1-0 against the best team in South Korea. So here we are now on the 15th of October, and the regular season has finished, and we're now going to split up into an A group at the top and a B group at the bottom and play all the best teams and see what happens. And I'm 2 points clear, lost 3. They've only lost 1, and that was against us, but they've drawn 9. But they are still a very good team, and the fact that we are there, I was buzzing with, because we had a blip it halfway through the season and I couldn't really explain it, but the lads have just come together. I love my tactic, and I think once players get it, it works, especially in Asia. I mean, look at my last 4 games, just kept winning. I was going into that Group A so confident. I mean, we beat Pohang 5-0, a team that knocked me out of the cup. So yeah, I quite like that you can be very good and you can beat teams, but then a team can just beat you back. So it was exciting. Well, in our first game in Group A, we beat Seoul 3-1. Brilliant performance. In our second game, we went up against a team that's beat us a couple of times this year, but played very well. Junjin-woo, goal disallowed, bounced straight back 3 minutes later, got us a winner. But then, even though we were on fire and had won like our last 20 million games, go up against Pohang, who were beaten 5-0 not that long ago, and get beat 2-0. So, football, eh? So this is the league table, and we are 5 points clear with 2 games left to play. One against Ulsan, who are 4th, and the last game in the season, but it's this game. This game is going to be the live com against the biggest club in South Korea, because if we beat these, we win the league. I'll be honest with you, I have thought about maybe next year going down that route I did a few years ago, where I give players nicknames, because a lot of these names are very similar. They are very similar, and it takes me a little bit of time sometimes picking my team, because I'm like, yeah, who, Jew, do you know what I mean? Junjin-woo. So it's a bit confusing. It is quite hard to fully grip on. I think obviously if I spend a bit of time here, I get my head around it. I did in China, but this first year I have sometimes maybe put a player on there thinking it's a certain player and it's not, just because the names are so similar. But this is a squad arranged by average rating, and they've been very good. I think Cole, he's leaving. There's a couple of players who are good who are leaving. Is it him? No, someone's leaving that I'll quite like. Kevin, the left back's going. But, you know, we scored quite a few goals. I mean, striker-wise, he is decent. But as a foreigner, I don't know. You never know, do you? Until you get to the end of the year, you see what's available. I mean, I've got tons of knowledge on players. I mean, I could always get rid of him and bring in maybe a superstar Brazilian. I don't know. I can't wait. It's very exciting because we are going to be in the Champions League, and the way we've played this year in a league like this, the majority of this team is going to stay together. So if I can just make it better, there's no reason why we can't go on a fantastic run in the Champions League next year. But are we going to go there as champions, or are we going to bottle job it? One thing I've loved as well about playing this year is the different contrast between last year, how we used to play in all red and now we play in all blue. I do feel like with the Korean Chelsea, just the way our kits look, with the Samsung and all that. And I remember they used to have Samsung on theirs, didn't they, Chelsea? But I mean, it's been really, really good. I mean, we have big stadiums. They don't seem to get full up, which is quite annoying. But play some great stuff. And as the season's gone on, that run at the end of the year was fantastic. But then you can get good tackle. Go on. Oh my God. Came day one. Might have just won it for us. Honestly, I genuinely believe you get that staff in and you can have some fun. And Asia has just been a bit of a revelation. You don't need tons of money. I've really found it quite easy. I mean, what I'm going to be like next year when I've got tons of knowledge on players, and my shortlist is a bit more maxed out. I mean, this year, honestly, every player that came to me kind of got handed to me. It's like, right, I'll go for him, I'll just trust you. Here we go, go on. Ooh. But yeah, I have loved it. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a challenge this first year. I mean, I always believe that I can do me stuff and eventually become good. I didn't think we'd be this good this year, but when I did look at that squad initially, I thought we've got a lot of good players here. And looking back at the history of the league, this club has been in the top 2. I mean, it was in the Champions League the year earlier, but it didn't qualify. Got knocked out in its qualifier. But it's been competing. It's just, last year was like the worst year. And that's why I could see when the manager got the sack. Finishing 5th, was it? Probably not good enough. They want to be a Champions League team, and they said that to me. They want to be in the Champions League, and that's where I want to be. I mean, I've had a right bad run at Champions League finals. People who watch all my content know that. In the last 3 Champions League finals I've been to in various series, I've lost. So I want one last crack at it. I'm not going to stay in Asia till I win it, but I think I've got a good chance with this club to get back there and see what I can do. Really good chance. I think I've got more resources, better players than I did in China, so why not? I mean, I know I'm immature, but apparently their goalkeeper's called Song Bum Ken. Brilliant. Some of these names, absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's not been the most exciting game. They have been turd. Look at them. Best team in South Korea. One shot, XG of 0.03. So make sure you let me know in the comments what you think. If you did vote for me to leave Asia, the vote is the vote. And I go with it, right? I'll be honest with you, I quite like the idea of going. I was very excited. I've already loaded up a load of leagues to prepare myself for that. And I quite like the idea of going somewhere I've never been. On YouTube, like Poland or Czech Republic, something like that. I really want a challenge. I want to go into Europe where maybe the quality is a bit higher and get a real challenge where I'm realistically never going to do anything massive in Europe maybe. So if I did, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I think when we do leave Asia, definitely want a mega challenge. I want a mega challenge. Oh, give us a goal. We don't need a penalty, but that was definitely a penalty. I mean, this club's got loads of resources. It is surprising, isn't it? How they can just be shite. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're all listening to Joe Page's tactics. That'll be it. Do love Joe Page, by the way. Oh, right, Kona, come on. He is leaving us. I've got a bit of rebuilding to do, but I am very excited for the rebuild. I cannot wait, seriously. Staff sorted. Staff's in place. Don't really need to do anything with them again, I don't think. All about stick all my resources and funds into bringing in some top quality players. Wait, get involved in the comments. Let me know what you're doing. Where are you? Some of you do, and I love listening to other people's stories. I mean, this game's old now, but I still love it, and I'm guessing you still love it because you're still watching content about it. So I love hearing about your saves. What are you up to? Have I inspired you to do a Journeyman? And how's it going? Where are you going? Because I think this is the best time of year to do this. Go and have some fun. Go and explore the world of Football Manager. Oh, go on, lad. Just see what you can do, because it will open your eyes and you will fall into places like this where you think, I'd never go, but it's so much fun. It's just different, man. It's different. You don't always need world stars. You don't. Sometimes the best saves are when you've not got loads of WONDERKIDS, I think. But anyway, let's get a third. Let's put this game to bed and wrap this title up. But there you go. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think we'd win the league in the first year, but this is great because I really did. I spent a full night. Once that voting closed, I spent a full night like putting that staff together and really thinking and was really surprised with the quality I could bring in, and I knew we could be top 2, top 3. I knew. But some of them runs or some of the performances, we've deserved it. You don't win the league if you don't deserve it, and I'm proper chuffed. I tell you, me and Lee Chow getting a bit of a dynasty going here, aren't we? I might have to try my very best to bring him with me. But yeah, what a guy, what a team, eh? But I wouldn't have done it without you, my Chief Corn Placement Officer. So here we are going into the final minutes of our last game. I didn't B-team it, I've gone for it. I want to go out in style, I want to max this team out, max our stats out, and we absolutely dominate that game, winning 3-0. Great performance. So there's the final league table. There is a relegation playoff, but who cares about who's going down, because we are top of the league by a little mile. And what I've loved about it is we went top and there was a point where we lost it and I was getting like 5-6 points behind, and then we crawled it back and then we've really steamrolled them. So I think it's fantastic performance. And we weren't at the best league in Asia. It was Qatar. We are in the best league in Asia, Now apparently, at the best team in Asia, check us out. I cannot wait for the Champions League. Talking of the Champions League, Jeonbuk have just lost it, but they got back to a final. Lost it to a team from Qatar, but if they can get to them finals, I think we're better than them already. And I think we'll be better than them next year once I get to work. So, and if you're wondering, Pohang won the Korean FA Cup. Again, it's a two-legged final. I know we've not really looked at older teams. I've tried to in the past, but I had to cut them out. But hopefully I can stick this in. My old team didn't retain the title. In fact, they lost it by some distance. They were runners up though. They also lost the cup final to Shandong. Shandong back on top, and I don't think they got out the group stage of the Champions League. So yeah, a bit disappointing for the boys. Let's see if we can get these awards in. So Player of the Year, we didn't win that. Assist of the Year, Ko Jung-min did. Top goal scorer, we got that. Young Player of the Year, we got that. Didn't get Goalkeeper of the Year, Song Bum Ken. He did. I did win Manager of the Year, and also I've been entered into the Asian Hall of Fame. Woohoo! Check me out. My reputation now should be higher than that, surely, but yeah, buzzing with this season. One thing though, you don't get Manager of the Month in Korea. You get Player of the Month, but you never have a Manager of the Month, which is very annoying because I reckon I would have won a few. But fantastic season, mate. Not only am I loving that season, what a season by the way. Top work from you. I am loving our new place. You've done wonders this time. It's fresh, it's clean. I'm very happy. Very happy. It's calming. And I want that. I want to be focused for that Champions League next year. You've got a treat for me, what? You're going to take me on holiday? Your holidays are always shit. Greeno's recommended it. Christ, if it's Gibraltar, I'm not coming. I'm never going there. But anyway, everyone at home who's watching us, hopefully enjoyed that. If they did, let us know in the comments. Let us know with some thumbs up, and make sure you come back and follow us on this journey, which is far, far, far from over. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.